The Johnson boy, they rolled the carpet out, then they got Nixon.
And they rolled it back up.
They rolled it back up.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So, this might help you remember a little bit about, I guess, some of the things that, we were involved in. So, Dixie Allen and Jimmy are my surrogate parents.
Who?
My surrogate parents.
Dixie,
Dixie and Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah. So, Jimmy is really like my dad.
Yeah.
When I moved to Dayton, he was one of the first people that I met. Jimmy.
Jimmy was.
And it was an accident. We were up in Napoleon's.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Leon.
Yeah, that's his hangout.
Oh, yeah. That was your hangout, too, now.
Yeah, I give you that, too.
That was your hangout, too.
Right. You're right. I won't lie about it.
Did you go to Leon's funeral?
Who?
Leon Payton, the owner.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, when he passed, I eulogized him.
I wanted to go, but nobody told me.
Yeah, anyway, Jimmy.
Yeah.
He came in there one day, and I had just left.
Yeah.
Because, he had some good chicken wings up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he had some good chicken
Oh,
wings.
he's a cook.
Oh, yeah, he could.
That Mississippi boy could cook.
Yes, he could.
Yeah. And everybody he had in there, he made them cook. Right. That's why I was in there most of the time, getting that food.
Because I was up there with Clay a lot.
Clay Dixon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. I was up there with
Clay. Clay has treated me so good. We went to Obama's inauguration, both of them. He drove. He carried me around like I was his daddy.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was there
when I
too.
need a push chair, he pushed me.
Yeah, I was there. I should have invited Clay over here tonight.
Clay treated me real well.
Yeah, that would have been.
Hey, Frazier.
Yes, sir.
You never bought. I ain't gonna say bought. I'm gonna give you one.
Okay.
A copy of my book. Did you get a copy?
Yes, I think it. Yeah, I got a copy.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah. I ordered a copy of it.
Matter of fact, we're going to include him real quickly.
Okay.
We're going to include Clay real quickly.
That would be good.
Okay.
Because we still got the lineage going. I mean, Jeff's the mayor now, and of course Shaw.
Who's the mayor?
Jeff Mims.
Jeff
He made it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be darned.
Sure did. If Clay ain't on the golf course, he'll answer. He probably
What about that young boy, Jordan, who ran for council?
He ain't make it. And he don't need to make it.
Oh, is that right?
Who?
Okay.
Jordan, hold on. Leave this for real quick.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Clay, obviously it's my number, but I'm sitting here in front of one of your friends. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, my son. He's my son. Clay, you took care of me like I was your father. And going to Washington, D.C., and you always treat me good, Clay. I appreciate it.
That's Jesse, man. Frazier brought me over here just to kind of chop it up a little bit. I should have invited you. My bad. Later. So Jordan is a young kid that was on the police department.
Yeah, let's don't deal with that one on there.
Say again now?
I said, let's don't deal with that one on there.
Yeah, we chopping it up. Yeah. So, anyway.
But I still want to know when we get out of here. What the
thoughts and
deal is.
opinions.
Yeah.
Right. But, Clay, for the most part, I was bomb squad commander when Obama became president. So we sent our bomb squad up there.
Awful young.
Oh, you did?
Oh, they bring in everybody, man. It's not just Dayton.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it ain't just Dayton. I mean, everybody pretty much, I'm going to say, up until probably Missouri goes up there. Okay. And that's for any inauguration. But with his...
You got sections you're responsible for?
Yes. That's exactly what happened. So the Capitol Police, the FBI, all the initial agencies come together. They give you assignments. They have something called an SABT. And I got to be careful here. Some of this is classified.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that stands for Special Agent Bomb Tech in Charge.
Right.
They got a section. And then they take care of their people that come from their area.
Very good.
And so then they'll bring, like, and they call out to all police departments. So like Dayton, they'll call the chief, and of course it's a lieutenant or somebody like that,
Right.
and say, how many can you send? They pay for everything. You got to pay for it up front, but they reimburse you.
Uh-huh.
So you say, I got 24 officers that I can send. Then you have a sign up, because it's still union stuff that you got to deal with.
Right.
And then they'll send those 24 officers up there, and then they'll assign them to a unit when they get there, and they'll handle the parade routes, some of the perimeter. So they bring in all these resources for everywhere. MOUs
Right.
are what they are. So those kinds of things. And so as a specialized unit,
Right.
you know, we go up there because we're all trained in the same place down in Alabama, Huntsville.
Right.
And then at that point, you know, you get assigned to somebody, and you just run basically what we call them is unattended packages.
Right.
Because somebody's like, you can't come in here with that. So they set it in a bush.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody comes like, there's a package in that bush over there. Yeah, yep, that's hat.
Right.
And I sure don't want to mess with it. You
Yeah,
won't.
exactly. So they do that. They do it with the SWAT teams. You know, so they'll assign SWAT teams throughout. And when Obama became the president, I mean, I'd been there before.
It went crazy then.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
Clay and I was there.
Yeah, Dixie was there. Jimmy was there. I actually got to introduce Dixie and Jimmy to the president
Right.
when he came over here to UD.
Right.
Probably one of the bigger things that I did.
Right.
Because we had Netanyahu from Israel,
Uh-huh.
and it was supposed to be Blair from Europe,
Okay.
and Obama, of course, here. They came to the playoffs.
Oh,
And my goodness
how
gracious.
about that?
Man, you want to talk about a security package. You know the reports you used to give back to me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank God you wasn't reading them. Because that was about a 130-page report, man. Just getting it together. Just getting it together. Thank goodness for copy, cut, and paste. Because other people that did it, I was able to, you know, kind of pony off of them.
Right.
Yeah, so. Because when Frazier first got a hold of me, Jesse,
You
I couldn't stand him. Couldn't stand him.
You was on Jefferson.
Central.
Huh?
Central State.
Central State.
Yeah. Central State.
Only in the date, and then I kicked him out of the nest so he could go on the date because I saw that potential in you.
Oh, really? So you ended up with Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then Dayton, from Dayton, I went to the FBI, is what they call a TFO,
Right.
which is a task force officer. And because I had ended up in a
Did you know
specialized
that
thing.
black FBI was chief here?
Yeah, Siller.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Siller.
He used to come in all LACB office all the time.
Yeah, Bob Siller was a cool dude. Man.
Yeah, and he would.
He ended up in Las Vegas as what they call a SAC, or Special
Now
Agent
where's
in
he
Charge.
now?
I haven't seen
He
Siller,
probably,
man.
he was.
Oh, he has to have retired.
Oh, he has to be. He was a very good person.
And you know the significance of having very good black people in those positions is absolutely essential, man,
Amen.
for our survival.
Yeah, you know.
As long as they don't forget from whence they came,
Right,
you know.
right.
And like you just alluded to, a lot of stuff is confidential, but a lot of stuff you get to your community that is not confidential, that can
That's right.
raise the consciousness of the community.
Sure. You got to do that.
That's
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, it's one important thing that they miss. We need representation on the police force. Period.
Absolutely.
Oh, I hear it's
Yeah.
terrible now.
Yeah.
Is it?
But
Are the numbers down as low as people are telling me they are?
Well, what are we talking about here? We talking overall, or we talking minority?
I'm
We
talking
talking
about blacks.
minority.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm on the same page.
Afro-American. Let me,
Yes and no.
Wait, man. This is the old man first.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then I hear young man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, when we started messing with the police department, it practically was neo, period.
13.
Yeah. That's Dayton. Biggest Dayton. All white boys. Saturday night, they take you in the 33 bed and beat your booty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but after we got, starting with Frazier,
went up
I
to
don't know who
52.
that is.
That's Stanley.
Oh, that's Stanley.
Yeah.
Starting with Frazier. We kept fighting for more black policemen. Let me tell you what happened. Black community has never been represented by itself, period. That is, in my opinion,
Oh, you're right.
and that's the reason we have so much black crime in our community, because we don't have anybody to relate to in authority.
No, you're right.
And white folks has programmed this thing so good that they don't want black male or female have a legal gun. Tell them come that way.
Well, that's true.
Hey, Stanley. I missed it.
Knock on the window.
Well, looking just like you.
Yeah.
Did he hear you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're killing
he
me.
Yeah. They don't want black folks to have a legal gun. They don't mind you having a gun.
Now.
What's up, Stanley Frazier?
What's going on?
You know this man?
Yes, sir. I know Mr. Goody. This is
Boy!
Stanley. This is Stanley Frazier.
You better not give me
man,
that,
how
boy.
you doing?
Bless you. I asked your daddy,
Well,
why
my
you
children
don't have
always
that?
loved him.
Yeah, why you don't come and
What's up, brother? How you doing,
Yeah.
I'm
man?
doing good, man.
Hey, you sure Leon's son. He can't deny
Yes,
it.
sir. You can't deny it.
He can't deny it.
No, look now. Hey.
Come on over here and sit down, because I want you to be on the camera, man. I got the camera running.
All right.
Oh, I didn't know
Look,
that.
Oh, what you done for?
No, man, listen to this. Now, I've been confused about this forever.
Mhm.
Do you know that man?
No.
It's not Wesley.
Okay.
Well, it is a Wesley, but it's the other Wesley.
Okay, well, I found that out last night when I was trying to tell him about GM and you guys working together and doing all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Man, I'm very intrigued because, boy, he sure do look like us.
He looked just like you.
that's another Hale, huh?
It's a hell. Listen, though.
How do you know him?
I worked with him at GE Aviation, and while I was
I'm
going,
gonna go get a chair, man.
you know, I
That chair right there.
I started working on the floor,
Leon.
just soldering.
There's a chair.
No, I
That's
wanna
what
I
it is.
started going back to
I
school,
wanna do
so I
chair,
went back
but
and
I
got
wanna sit
a
over there.
IT computer network systems.
Mhm.
I got electrical engineering, and then I went back to Wilberforce and then finished up with information technology with a focus on programming.
Okay.
Then I became an engineer for GE Aviation while I was working there.
For him.
And he was working in the PDL lab, pre-development lab.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Cause I gotta ask somebody
Man.
now. I got to ask
Here's a
somebody now.
blessing.
It's good to see you.
Man, this is a
Oh, I
blessing.
gotta show you something too. It is a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what this is? So you hear me telling him about the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I started doing electrical engineering and
You went to Wilberforce
yes, sir.
University?
Yes, sir.
You know who went there?
No.
Me.
Oh.
I graduated from
That's
Wilberforce.
all right.
Yeah.
And so I was been there for 10 and a half years.
Uh-huh.
And they built that, you know, that you heard of that epicenter downtown?
Mm-hmm.
So I built a rapid prototyping lab down there,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you know how they get. They want you to be the second man, so they
Right,
want me to
right.
train some people up and
Yeah,
give them all my wins.
Yeah.
And God opened the door. You know what this
You want
is?
to cut the light off? Light? Huh?
No, I want the light on.
Okay.
You know what that is? You know what that is?
Yeah.
That's a cat card.
Yeah.
They expedited me into the Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I've been there for what, 8
You got the
months
skinny
now.
stripes too? You got the candy? Oh, they ain't got the candy
Oh,
stripes yet.
no,
Ain't got that.
no. This is straight civilian.
Gotcha.
Top secret.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's why I retired.
I know. I say, but that's
That's why your dad had started. My memory ain't bad, is it?
No, it is not.
That's why he started.
You ain't lying.
That's why I hooked up with him. He was at Right Pat. He worked in the fire department, didn't you?
Huh?
You worked in the fire department, didn't you?
When?
At Right Pat.
Oh yeah, no, I worked at the heating plant.
Yeah, I knew it had something to do with fire.
Yeah, I went down to the heating plant.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Man, you look good, man.
Oh man, I feel good, but I'm telling you, there are days that I'm going, oh yeah, you are 60.
I know, man.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, it's so
I ain't scared.
We're paving the way for you.
Woo!
It creep up on you too, man.
How old you now, Stanley?
60,
And guess how old Jessie is?
21.
No, man, I'm talking about serious.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking, dang, man, you got to be about, let me see.
Oh, you trying to add up the years on it?
Yeah. So I'm, dang, wait a
Told
minute
you
now.
serious?
80?
95.
95.
95.
Wait a minute.
1926. I'll be
Lord
96 in
have-
November.
All right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope, man, we gotta shape up because I don't know if we gonna remember
Well, you know,
like,
Jimmy's in a nursing home.
So is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably know Alma.
Oh yeah, she's the one taking care of all his
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We go to the same church.
Yeah, she's the one taking care of all his business.
Yeah, she's my girl.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah, yeah.
Ruth was too, boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Don't take no stuff, huh?
No,
That's good.
She an Alabama girl, too.
Sure is.
Oh, is that right?
Tuskegee.
Dixie brought her up here.
Oh, all right.
Tuskegee.
All right.
Yeah.
Dixie plucked her and another girl named Donna, who is like in
No, brother. Brenda.
Brenda too.
Yeah.
It was Brenda, Donna, and Alma.
Yeah.
Bought them up out of the South,
Yeah.
put them in Right Pat's program,
Right.
got all that education for them.
wow.
Lived with Jimmy and Dixie.
Sure did.
Lived with Jimmy and Dixie.
Sure
and Donna, I mean, she lives over in Fishers, Indiana. That would be, for us, that would be the Oakwood.
Oh right.
Yeah, and she got the nicest house out there.
Wow.
She's a head engineer for GE Aviation.
Is she?
When a plane go down and it's got a GE motor on it,
Yeah.
she's
Dang,
on the
man, I
plane.
have to know her.
Hey, that's right in your bailiwick, ain't it?
Yeah. I have to
Here,
know
how
her.
you gonna know Donna? Donna can talk.
Yeah.
Donna can talk.
Can
Oh, Donna can talk. I mean, when her and I be on the phone sometimes, I put it on speaker, go make some copies, get a cup of coffee, come on back, and she still be going. And I go, and I go to lunch. I come back.
That's all right.
Yeah. And she still, I say, that man, that's all right.
Oh, that's heavy duty, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Alma retired from Right Pat.
Okay.
And I didn't realize how high Alma was
Alma went up.
until I went to her retirement.
Right.
And I'm looking at all these 3-star generals
Oh, was she? She's
Oh,
up there.
wow.
that flew in.
Oh, man.
That KC-90 program,
Mhm.
that refueling, that air refueler,
Yeah.
that was hers from cradle to grave.
Ooh.
Her program.
Oh, yeah, she was huge.
Oh yeah, she was way up there.
Yeah.
Her husband is Larry.
Yeah,
That was a phenomenal win.
Yeah, she got a 15.
Hmm.
She got up to a 15.
Is that what she got to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She live out there in
No,
Clayton.
that's up there in Frazier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, 15 way up
Yeah,
there.
I'm just a low me, man. I'm only a 13.
Oh
That's-
yeah,
that's what I
right.
am.
Yeah.
I'm retired at the
Can I get a loan?
Let me tell you
I'm
something.
not greedy. I'm just
Yeah.
needy.
When them jokers, when they called me, I was on break and I'm looking at this thing.
Wait a minute.
Go
Remember, the
ahead.
camera's rolling now, so
Oh.
don't do no.
Unclassified.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, and I'm thinking, I'm like, man, they called me. I was on get ready to go to lunch. They said, yeah, this is such and such at Wright Patterson, and we want to reach out to you. And actually, a couple days before that, Gay came home and said a lady stopped in Panera Bread and wanted to know if you could scribble down on a napkin what you do at GE Aviation and what your education is. I'm like, no. Hey, ain't scribbling nothing down on no paper. So I'm like, what she want? She said, well, she works at the base and she heard a story about you going back to school, roughing it out, and then becoming an engineer. And they want to offer you a job. I'm like, it don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes it do,
Yeah.
but
So
not
listen,
this
I'm
time.
sitting- listen, I'm
We gotta be
sitting-
careful, man.
I'm sitting in that room and I'm going back and forth, and then that's when I had went and set up this lab, and then they brought this man in from Henny Penny Chicken Fryers and made him my boss. And this guy didn't know nothing about anything.
And that was a blessing for you.
And I was like, oh man, that's all I got it made. They was giving him promotions right from the top. As soon as I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. What? Hey, hello?
I've
went
been
in
here.
there- Yeah, I've been here by myself and set up the whole lab and rolling, 3D printing and everything. And then they brought in a guy from, not Kazakhstan, from one of them little bitty countries. But he, whatever the country was, he couldn't work on special projects because
Couldn't get the clearance.
couldn't get the clearance. So they brought him in and said, oh, well, he's going to be trained.
Excuse me just
Go
a
ahead.
minute. You hold on, because this is
Yeah.
Clay calling back.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Clay?
What's up with you, my brother?
Nothing, sitting over here talking to somebody that said that you his son, and we thought we'd include you in the conversation for a minute. Hey, say something to Jessie.
Hello there, son.
Hey, what's up? I know what.
How you doing, son?
I'm your chauffeur.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Said you took him up to Obama's inauguration and treated him like a kid.
Yeah, sure did. And you always treat me good, Clay, and I appreciate it.
Yes,
I'll tell the world you one black person respect me for what I didn't do.
I want to say hello too.
Hey, hold on. This Leon Frazier.
Hey there, my brother. How you doing?
All right, how about yourself?
I'm doing super fine for an old fella.
This is super fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I tell you what, we having a good old man conversation over here.
What's contributing?
I see where my status still is.
I'm going to put you back over there with him.
We'll settle up later, man. All right, later. I'll holler at you.
Thanks, Clay.
All right, later. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, here it is.
That's all right, man.
Where were we?
So,
yeah,
so they
you
brought
said-
him in. They brought this. They had the one guy, and so I'm like, okay, well, ain't no thing, because I'll just make him look so good that I will look good anyway. And the next thing I know, this guy that couldn't get the clearance, I just start hearing some tidbits, and he comes in, and it took me a few minutes to understand him, but when I finally did, he's like, yes, you training me. And I was like, training you for what? You gonna be working in the lab? No, I be lead engineer. I was like, you gonna be what?
Yeah.
Cat out the bag.
What? You gonna do what? And he says, yes. And so I say, you know what? I ain't gonna worry about it. So tell me a little bit about your experience and stuff. And then I just pulled up my computer and I had some CAD programs over here and some new software over here, and I was like, hey, so can you finish this drawing up for me so I can go ahead and push it to the printer while I get this other stuff, get these guys rolling? If you show me how to work. I was like, okay. I was like, right there, Lord, I know this has got to be a test. They said, no, this is a test. I walked out of that building to go to lunch, just shaking my head, and I'm like, normally don't even go to lunch. Man, I was like, man, what the heck? I got in that car, and the phone rings, and that's when the lady told me about can you put it on a
I'll
napkin?
put it on napkin.
So on my way, can I put my information on a napkin?
Oh, okay.
So instead of going to lunch, man, I got a napkin and wrote down ITT Technical Institute, Wilberforce. I wrote down everything, and then drove to Huber Heights and went to Panera and said, here, if that lady come back in here, here's this paper. Man, the next morning she came and got that paper. So I was like, well, probably it's going to take months anyway to even hear something. 2 days later, another lady called me, Jennifer Pumphrey, and says, Mr. Frazier, I want to know if you were available for a call. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. What is this call about? Well, we're planning on putting you on an expedited hiring, and we have a phone interview for you to attend. Would it be a good time? I was like, well, when is it? Is it this week? She said, well, actually, I have an opening at 2:00. And I'm driving. And I'm talking about, I said, okay, well, I'll take the 2:00. It's 10 minutes till. So I'm in Oakwood, and you should see me trying to find somewhere to pull over. And I pull over, and I'm talking
get the
about,
police
they
attention.
look out you got people just looking out the window, just like, what is he doing? And I was like, oh, Lord. So I open my computer and trying to get to my resume, and then set stuff on my desk so it looked like I'm going looking for a house or some a map. And I got on that phone.
Do that, isn't
it is. It is really a shame. And I got on that phone, and I had, after that, man, it was just like, I mean, within, I guarantee you, 1 week, and something told me, it said, well, I had like probably 6 weeks of vacation. I never take vacation or anything. I said, something just told me, man, you better take some time off. So I took 2 weeks off, and we went to Put-in-Bay, right? So I had a ball, right? Because I didn't even know Put-in-Bay existed, right? So we go to Put-in-Bay, and I come back home, and I'm talking about the day that, when we hit Ohio soil, the phone rang, and the lady wanted to know if I could start next week.
There you go.
They said, no, they wanted me to start, can you start Friday? And I said, well, because it was a beginning of a pay week. And I said, well, ma'am, I got to at least give a couple weeks notice, but what's the next start date that you have? And she says, well, next week. I said, next week will be fine.
Okay, yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, sir.
your story is similar to mine. You know that?
We'll starting with Wilberforce.
Listen to the old man now.
Yeah. I worked in I was a chemist, worked in the laboratory.
Yes, sir.
When you work in the laboratory, you work your pants off. And at that time, blacks had levels. Like GS11 was the gentleman for blacks.
Right.
And I had almost reconciled that I was going to retire as a GS11 in the laboratory because the boss was a 12.
Right.
So they decided, Frazier, they decided to bring a black guy over there and fire me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Which was normal back then.
Yeah, no.
That was normal.
And the black guy they brought over was a hospital chemist. He didn't know nothing about petroleum and chemicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dealt with most of the blood. The black guy. So I went to work for him, and I kissed his shoes. You know what I want to say.
What do you want to say? Say it.
Let it be good.
I kissed his ass, really. And I sat by him, and the white folks, the headquarters was in Kelly Air Force Base. I sat by that guy, and he finally told us, say, you know the family, Frazier, Blackburn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Phyllis, you know, her husband was a police. Phyllis, and she worked for the Board of Education. Phyllis, was it Arnold? Greer, Hogan, and
It was Arnold.
Arnold.
It was Arnold.
Hewlett?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hewlett on him?
It was Hewlett Arnold. Hewlett Arnold's wife.
That was that's what his wife.
Mm-hmm.
That was the sister. And she said he told her sister, said, "I can't fire Jesse. Jesse's the only one to help me." So he gave all the white boys outstanding. He couldn't give me outstanding because his boss that wanted to fire me.
Oh,
So at last he gave me outstanding. And a black guy, you might know him too, Frazier, named Alexander. This is what Alexander's first name. He called me over to his office and said, "Jesse, nobody ain't never done nothing for you. And when you started that stuff, I was a GS11, I was GS15 now.
ooh,
Whoa.
I want you to come and work for me. That's what you want me to do. Sell out Bob." "No, don't want you to sell out." I said, "Let me think about it." So I went back down to the laboratory. Next thing, that joker on requisitions for me to come work for him.
see, he give you time to get back.
You know, the common thing in both of those stories is that neither one of you waited for the world to be equal to succeed.
Yeah, that was similar. So he set me down by a real prejudiced white man. So this old white man, he wouldn't show me nothing. You know, just a new job, you know.
That's what they do.
Yeah, so he went over, finally went over and told Bob, said, Bob Alexander, said, "Bob, if you don't get me a 14, I'm going to retire." Bob said, "Get your papers ready."
All right then.
He said his job was a 13. He said Bob couldn't give me a 13, but just bring me at 11. He set me there as a 12. So the old white man had to retire and set me in the job. So I ended up getting a 13. And
That's
the
all
white
right.
man there.
What is a
That's
15
similar
now?
story.
Probably 140, 150?
Ooh, no, but what, a 15 or 13?
15.
15 is way up there.
It's bigger than 150?
Yeah.
See, if 16, after 16, you, is act of Congress, you have to get a grade that way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I worked for the guy at the FBI was 15, and I
15
know what he
is the
made.
same as a one-star general.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
I worked out there a long time.
So you was out there when Dixie was out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was down there when Dixon was
Way down there. Yeah, because Mama died, what, in...
It was,
she died in, I think it was 2000 and... When did Mama die?
yeah,
2017,
I
2018.
went to a funeral.
Funeral, yeah.
I was at
There
a
was so
funeral.
many people there.
Yeah,
Good
but
God.
I bet.
She was way down, and we are, I'm not being facetious, you heard of EEO.
Mm-hmm.
EEO wasn't really nothing until, you remember Olga Tree and myself changed by lobbying congressman.
Because that's the equal employment opportunity.
Right.
Right.
See,
It was just probably there for sham, but go
Yeah, that's
ahead.
what it was.
yeah, that's the same thing, EEO.
Mhm.
Yeah, you said what it was. So I kept lobbying. At that time, as a civil service board they were all civilian employees. And I used to stay on them.
Because that was the department that she ended up running eventually, wasn't it?
No, she was in personnel.
Human resources.
Yeah, personnel.
Yeah, she ended up...
She was in personnel.
Yeah. I knew she got all the way to the top there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you knew she started as EEO under that umbrella.
Yeah, that's why she started.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's why she was able to bring in all those other young folk,
Right.
like Alma and Donna.
Right.
and-
No,
right.
but she had moved to the personnel then.
Okay.
Yeah. But see what happened.
Tell,
Huh?
tell me this, man. What inspired you to get into the civil rights fight? You had a job, you was maneuvering good, you had a wife, you had a house. What inspired you to get into that fight?
Hurt. See, I never forgot what white folks did to me in Louisiana and Dayton. See, when I came out of Wilberforce with a degree in chemistry, they didn't want to hire no blacks. NCR was advertising for blacks. I went there, they said, you too light.
Oh!
For weight.
Oh, okay.
Now, what do a chemist have to lift up? At that time, we were all wet chemists. Graduate cylinder, a 2-liter graduate cylinder.
Yeah.
That's the heaviest, biggest thing you have to pick up in the laboratory. So that hurt me too. But the biggest hurt, Leon, was, you remember Ted Berry?
Ted Berry?
Yeah, well, he was the first black mayor of Cincinnati.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he had a rule that in Cincinnati you had to hire if you advertise. So the laboratory there was advertising for chemists. So I paid $300 to an employment office to go there and get the job there. I got down there and they told me, say, you know, we about this new town right out of Cincinnati. You know,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Said they ain't moved to integration yet.
Oh, wow.
So you won't be able to use the grocery store. I was there one day, that was a lie, you know. So he set me in a corner with books. Then finally, they let me do a little chemical work, plate. They had a contract with Gruen to plate some white stuff. And they let me do it. Then finally, that wasn't good enough. That was too good. One day the boss came in and started walking around on the floor of Frazier and said, we do everything. They had me washing the glassware too.
Oh.
We do everything. But you get on and you and Leon, or whoever uses that stuff.
Okay.
You and Leon, Leon was a physicist. I was a chemist. Let's nail this carpet, this linoleum on the floor. I got on, Leon got up, left me nailing stuff on the floor. Yeah. What's going on? So next Monday morning, they had an old big greaser stove down there. They told me to go down and clean that stove. That was it. I made a beeline to the vice president's office. He said, we've been trying to get rid of you ever since you've been here.
Wow.
I said, I have my resignation tomorrow. And I came home, got with that little woman right up there. We rolled up everything and I turned it back. ice got so dense, them white, it got over the lab that I had wrote this letter and identified all the discriminatory stuff. I was supposed to make the day. I said, I'm gonna get out of here before they throw me in this river. Can't go back today. Then I went to Right Pat. And we went to Right Pat. They had a level for blacks. They didn't want blacks to be chemists. They'd hire white boys. So they hired me as an aeronautical engineering aide.
Wow.
Chemist.
And you got your degree and everything.
I got my degree and everything.
Okay, go ahead.
And experience.
Yeah. So, the big thing they say you need experience. And that's the reason I took a lab and job in Newtown. But I didn't get no experience. Anyway, what was I telling you about?
They hired you as an aeronautical
Aeronautical engineer.
Right. That's the
Aide.
aid.
Right. Now, hypothetically speaking, they had me for the interest grade. But the interest grade at that time was 3,600. If they hired me as a professional, I'd have had 4,800. I said, oh shit, the federal government won't hire us. What can I do? So one day a black boy, black man, came by and had finished Ohio State. They played at school, Wilberforce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they played at your school went up to stuff. A black boy came up and finished Ohio State. A Roman clerk, TS3, with a master's degree in economics.
Oh, whoa, man.
In my heart, it's not the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this, my skin. Then I started fighting then, and I fought up until until I retired from the NAACP in 2002. I tried to analyze black folks where they were in this country. And as a result of that caused me to fight. You're not going to get anything if you don't fight.
Right.
Young boys, young man, you got to fight.
You got to fight.
Yeah,
See, a problem right now, in my opinion, we thought we had it made, but we don't have it made.
No.
The man, you might kick my ass for saying that. The man don't like you.
Oh, absolutely. Not a bit.
The gals that you lay down with, sleep with, do what you want to do to her. Get up the next morning, still a nigga.
Period.
No. And you can live with them. You can live with them. They got so much advantage over you. As I was telling you about the advantage that the white men have over us. And our survivors to fight. We at one time, we utilized what the white man gave us to fight with. What was that? Tell me.
And I think I can. Just make sure I understand
Tell
the
me
question.
what the white
What
man
man gave us to fight him with? Other words, use his own ammunition against him?
Yeah.
There was several things that he gave, but the
The
one thing
big thing.
the one thing that I think that he gave us the most was allowing us to have an education that he could never take back.
No, that's not it. You missed it. that education is his. He gave us Sunday morning.
Mm.
You never thought about
The
that.
Bible.
Huh?
The Bible.
Yeah, he gave us Sunday morning.
Oh man.
You didn't know that, did you?
They do-
That's
He
deep.
gave us Sunday morning.
allowed us to get together in one place.
Right. Let me tell you what my granddaddy told me.
That's heavy.
Let me tell you what my granddaddy told me. White man gave us religion. We took it and ran with it. Then he came back to the slave and told him, ain't nothing to it. But we kept it.
Yeah.
And in a way, we used it to survive. As an organizing tool, not the pie in the sky,
Right.
as an organizing tool. Take this from old man. But right now, we done lost that, losing that. These preachers got so much money on their mind, or ego on their mind,
Mm-hmm.
they forgot how to see.
What about fear, Brother Jesse?
Hmm?
What about fear? Does fear play a part in that? Because a lot of black people are just scared to fight.
Well, that's part of their brainwashing stuff.
Well, true.
Yeah, he used that Sunday morning to make you feel. Yeah. Y'all scared, aren't you? I told you something, y'all scared, ain't you?
Hell no. Who you think you talking to, Jesse Goody?
Y'all
What's
scared.
hell scared? I got you fooled. I'll take this mask off on you.
Yeah. But I'm telling you something that, see, what you can't preach what I'm preaching to you. You have to learn to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he used that religion to brainwash us crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now, we can't talk about it. We had to really recognize it. I go to church. Don't forget that. I go to church. But I go to church. I wouldn't have been able to do all the stuff I did if I hadn't gone to church. Hello? Yeah. Huh? Okay. Where you want to park the truck? Where you want to park the... Okay. Yeah, okay, you got an area parking.
What time is it?
5:20.
Yeah, but they're parking, break the keys in the house. Okay. Where was it?
You was at the fort. You thought somebody was scared by what you said, but I think what you really probably just accomplished was some new information that we will work with. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah, but the truth is, go to church, but realize ain't no pie in the sky.
Pie in the sky or power in the sky?
Pie.
Pie. Gotcha.
That's what the preacher tell you. It's a pie in the sky.
Gotcha.
Ain't no damn pie up there. They found a black hole the other day, didn't
Yeah, they did. This they did. They can't stop talking about it.
they? See, he used that to brainwash us, folks. But we got pretty smart. We're a little smarter than the Indians. They killed all of them.
Which means that they probably were pretty smart because they was willing to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fought. That's why they killed them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, that's why they killed him. We used his psychology and
It still got
let him
killed.
thought he had advantage of us. But the only thing we messed up with, that we thought about a pie in the sky. Ain't no damn pie in that sky. Tell me, you know anybody been back with a pie in that, about that pie up there?
Yeah.
Now, you got to mix it up. You got to mix it up. If you just put all of your belief in, what God's going to do for you, God's not going to do anything for you. You don't put some effort yourself.
Right.
But when you get schooled enough and educate yourself, and then balance that out with courage and strength,
that's what you'll get.
And love,
Right.
then you become a tool and a warrior.
Right.
But if you go one way, just depending on your pie in the sky, thinking God's going to do it for you,
you lost. Come on,
lose
come
everything.
on.
That's right.
Hey,
there,
hey, this is my longtime buddies.
All right.
Hey, there,
nice
brother.
meeting everybody.
Nice to meet
All
you.
right.
Nice
All
to meet
right.
you, man.
Leon Frazier, man.
Wes Hale, man.
All right.
I was doing
Stanley
exactly what
Frazier.
you was doing, planting stuff in the garden.
Yeah, you get everything planted.
Yeah.
Just put them over there.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man.
No problem. Yeah, I left that topsoil on the truck. I'll put that out there tomorrow.
You brought the keys in for the back house.
Yep.
And the truck, you got the truck keys, okay.
Yep. All right. Nice meeting you
Nice
guys.
meeting
All right, man.
Leave y'all with y'all doing your thing, man. Reminiscing, huh?
Yes,
Chopping it up.
Got an old man conference going.
I know that's right. All right, y'all enjoy.
All right.
All right.
See you later, Miss
Oh,
Gay.
yeah, thank you.
All right.
Where do we go from here, man, in your opinion?
Organize. See, we use the church to organize. I don't know what they're preaching in the seminary about organizing, but they should be preaching to organize.
Well, I don't know about the preachers, but when the pandemic hit 2 years ago, a fragmented Tuskegee in Macon County in Alabama came together, had a meeting, and decided that we had to talk to each other and meet and greet and teach to each other every week on Saturday.
Right.
And for 2 years, the university, the city, the county, organizations, all came together, and I don't think we missed but about a half dozen meetings in 2 years on Saturday.
Okay.
And we formalized vaccine clinics, free food giveaway every Wednesday that God sent pass. We put together everything that it took. We put a newspaper together to get to the rural people because they didn't have access to computers. And that organization that you mentioned really, really helped us in Tuskegee.
Which?
Huh?
Pie in the sky?
No. The organization.
When you said organize, organize.
That's what we did.
Yeah, that's,
We organized.
You're on the right step.
So we got the university president and everybody.
Have a sound philosophy.
Oh yeah.
As long as you got a sound philosophy, don't organize for
The sake of organizing.
emotional
Right.
shit that ain't gonna make
Right.
let you survive.
Well, that's true. But our philosophy is that we're doing for ourselves.
Yeah. Now that sounds like you're doing something.
And so that's strengthening even weak people,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Because nobody dogged nobody to say, you got to do this or you got to do that.
Right.
We have a meeting on Saturday morning, and if 42 people are there,
Yeah.
good. If only a dozen people show up on that
That's
Saturday,
good. Right.
it's still good. The
Right.
process goes on,
Right.
you know.
That's what it takes.
And you can be foolish enough if you want to miss the meetings and then come in talking about what should ought to been done.
Yeah.
You get your feelings hurt
Right.
because you should have been there to give you input.
Right.
But that is a tough job, man,
Yeah, I know.
to keep all of these entities organized.
Yeah.
So that, you said a magic word there.
Yeah, that's what we have to do.
Which is really a problem all the way around, not just with us, but a lot of things. People are just working with unlimited information and very limited knowledge.
That's right.
You know, and they can just blow things up from the inside. What do you do to stop? You know, how do you actually give the person the knowledge? Because the information comes from the internet, the phones,
right.
and they just it's unlimited.
See, right.
And so they have an unlimited opinion, and now limited knowledge.
Right,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right now.
That is a
folks,
good point.
Right at this moment, we in the worst shape they've been in my lifetime. Why?
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 Lack of organization.
I'd like to take a shot at that. I'll take a shot at that.
Okay,
Because we have once forgot where we have came
that's
and
part
what
of
it
it.
took.
But
You ain't let me
Yeah.
finish. Oh, I'm sorry. You the old man. My
yeah,
bad. My bad, Jesse. Don't hit me. What?
truth,
Truth, yeah.
Oh yeah.
truth is on the line, folks. All the top people lying.
Oh.
The church is lying.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truth. We got to find the truth.
That's right.
You believe that?
Do we have to find it,
Yeah.
or do we just need to get back to it?
Well, it's there. But
You gotta find it.
people in charge don't know what truth is.
They got it
That's
camouflaged.
right.
No,
You
they ain't
absolutely
camouflaged anymore. They used to have it camouflaged. Shoot, you got the Supreme Court, the
From the top
police. I mean,
to
the
the bottom.
top government people. Ain't nothing like truth. Ain't no truth.
That's
Right.
right.
Ain't no truth.
That's right. I think about that every time I see something happen that's important and somebody raise their right hand to take the oath.
Mm.
The oath don't mean
They
anything
don't
to
mean
most people.
nothing. That shows you the truth is on the line. I told my church that about a year ago, over a year, before this thing hit. Yeah, and one guy named Jack Jackson, I don't know you, Jack. Jack Jackson said, "How did you know that?" I said, "I knew it was coming. I could see symbols of ours, white folk, bending the truth, what they call truth."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, in part, and I got to be careful how I say this,
Yeah, say it,
but
man.
it's my thought. In part because of what we did accomplish.
Oh,
Because they got to see a lot of, oh my Lord, these Negroes
Good
done
TikTok.
overcome.
No, they didn't say that.
Well, we got to do something different.
They didn't say that. They said niggas.
Man, I told you the tape was running.
That's all right.
Come on, Jesse.
Let me just tell
How many
you.
times we got to tell you, watch your mouth? You got to go to church tomorrow.
I'll tell you what blew their mind. What blew their mind. Obama.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the see a
Oh.
black guy
Oh man.
go to the highest power in the country.
Mhm.
That's when they really went to work.
Mm-hmm. They sure did.
Yeah, they wasn't really docile then, but they were.
Yeah.
It was covert.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to stay
But when
just under the radar. As soon as that
Yeah,
happened, they
I
were like,
don't know.
Crazy.
I don't
give
know,
a damn that you know I don't like you.
I don't know how he done
And that's
it.
how Trump became president, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the reason.
That's the reason he became president.
That's why he's so powerful now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's how. See, originally, the Democrats was the present Republican Party. You know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, Frazier, when we started, all the Southerners were Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern, Bilbo, Storm Thurman, a bunch of them was Johnson. Johnson was originally in that bunch. I mean, President Johnson.
Yeah, London. Yeah,
Yeah,
London.
yeah, but somehow or another he got educated.
He did.
I think JFK had a little something to do with that. Plus, he
No,
needed. Plus,
no,
he needed.
JFK was a slick.
Oh, he was slick. Look, I ain't giving him all the credit. I understand. But what he did do with that slickness was made sure that as he was coming up, Johnson, if you want that black vote, you gonna have to change some of your tones.
No, that ain't what happened.
Well, I got that from this person.
No, it ain't what happened. Kennedy played the slick game to get the black votes to be president because they helped against him because he was Catholic. He became the first Catholic to ever become president. So he played a game. A little help. He gave us a little help. But what Johnson was a staunch segregationist.
Out of Texas.
Out of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to be president. He might have had something to do with
Kennedy's death.
You're smart, ain't you?
No, sir. Let me just say this before you go any further. The reason I can speak on these topics, and you probably remember this.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of the name of Stanley Hale?
Yeah.
That's my uncle.
Was it Clemens?
Frank, yes. Frank and Fale.
We were friends.
I know.
How you know?
Because when I landed in Dayton, Ohio, my uncle, who has educated me in the civil rights movement, Dr. King stayed in his house.
Yeah.
I was there when that happened. I was just a little boy. And I sat around these same dinner tables just listening as a little boy and hearing this stuff.
You so
They were getting ready to get rid of the Central State Police Department at one point in time, and I wasn't even a policeman.
Right.
And I was going to lose my job, and I walked into Art Thomas's office, and they thought that I had the biggest balls in the world to walk into the president of Central State University and ask this man not to get rid of all of us. And he threw me out the office, and as I was going through the threshold of that 36-inch door by 80-inch door, I turned to him and I said, "My Uncle Phil told me to come and talk to you." He invited me back into the office.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you came.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's where I get it from. Because they thought I wasn't listening in that daggone Sunday in his office where my feet couldn't touch the floor.
Yeah.
And my little, what did they should put us in, Stan? Little stride right shoes. You know, them little white ones.
Yeah.
Like the bricks. Somebody, them bricks. That's where I got it from.
Right.
And I mean, I remember Julian Bond and those guys talking, and I remember them strategizing, and I remember the good things they did, and I remember the bad things that they did.
Yeah.
I mean, because these same cats, man, that were taking the more high ground, you know, they was talking about who had the biggest titties in church that morning, you know what I mean? I saw all that.
Yeah.
But they didn't think I was listening.
Sure.
They
It's a
found
mistake when you feel like children ain't listening.
They were real.
Yes, they was. I mean, even my daddy.
Yeah.
Head deacon of the church.
Yeah.
Worked at a funeral home.
They were real, yeah.
Walked in the funeral home one night after mama told him, "Don't take him.
Right.
Don't you take that boy to that funeral home."
Yeah.
And he pulled that sheet back and said, "Look, man," I think her name was Angela. He said, "Angela passed. We got the body." He said, "Man, I always wanted some of that." Man, I've seen all that. And what I realized is that you're telling the truth. See that we've lost truth, we've gained truth. There's the real truth,
Right.
and there's the reality of truth and what we want truth to be.
Yeah. Yeah. What we want.
So anything other than truth is a lie, though, isn't it?
It's yes, sir.
That's right.
But it's so relative to the way we form it individually.
It's just so sad how bad we are.
I mean, that conversation we had yesterday. His truth was not the truth, but it was true to him.
Oh yeah.
It was true to him.
It's amazing to me of how.
But it's got to be a real truth.
Yeah.
No.
Try to
I-
tell
I-
that
I
to
don't
somebody
say
that think Trump
Yeah.
is telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Try telling a black boy down here on
But-
selling
but-
the grand that selling dope is wrong. Because his
Right.
truth is,
I gotta eat.
and that's where we've gotten out of hand at.
That's right.
That's where it's gotten out of control.
Right.
But I think you say it best most of the time in the Revealer, and of course when we speak, is that God is still in control. And he's the one that is saying, I've had enough.
Right.
That's right.
I've had enough.
Right.
And it's not that I've had enough. It's just time for y'all to had enough time.
Yeah.
That's right.
So y'all want to go ahead and see how y'all can fix all this? Go ahead. Now that's what any father would do. That's what any parent would do that's a good parent.
Right.
You know, and he is, because I mean, if you say the Lord's Prayer, what's the first thing that comes out your mouth?
Our Father.
Our Father. Not your father, not my father,
Right. Right.
not your father,
Right.
our Father. First thing come out our mouth. And then we go into, which is a very great prayer. I say all that just to simply try to make a moot point, which is he's had enough of us, and he gonna let us be children, and just like all of
Go
us.
to the wilds.
Go on. Y'all got this.
Mhm.
Y'all got this. Because I already gave you the plan.
Right.
I gave you the plan. This is what I've asked you to do. I really wish you would do it. I'm begging you to do it.
Mhm.
You know. And people like you,
Mhm.
people like you, grandmamas,
Okay.
y'all all saying the same thing. Been saying this shit for years.
Let
we
me
just not listening.
They're not listening to that.
Truth is a relative thought,
Okay. Let me
depending on who is trying to state it, believe it, or want.
Let me ask this. What you think of Pruden?
What do you think of who?
Pruden.
Putin?
I think Putin is God's devil. You know, God, there was a devil in heaven, just like, you know, the holy, and until he got kicked out. And I think Putin is the devil of this time. And I think Putin is moving to raise the consciousness after the pandemic of the world. Because if you didn't believe it when I killed over 100 million of you, or how many of I kill you with the pandemic, now watch this fool go and destroy a whole nation without any consciousness at all.
Right.
And so now, as my brother alluded to a few seconds ago, okay, I've tried everything else. I've tried storms, hurricanes, floods, mudslides. I've given every kind of fires, right, all over the West, and everything else to send you a message that you need to straighten up and fly right. And you didn't listen to none of that. You're not listening to the pandemic, so okay, cool. Watch, when I just raise my hedge and let that fool loose on the world.
Right, right.
And you know, it's teaching America a lesson too, because America was playing, I don't want to say a bad word, was playing games with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And then ended up realizing that it's only so much we can do with Russia, because our space station, Russia has the controls on it. And so therefore, we have to give lip service to what we're going to do for Putin, but we can't do nothing serious to him, because he can flip the switch and bring the station crashing down. And they had to bring it down the other day, didn't they? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, Putin is a devil of the time.
That's a pretty good
And
word.
I can understand
That's a
why.
pretty good word.
I can understand why God raised his hedge and let him loose to be as crazy as he could be.
Right.
Because I don't know of nobody now who And I tell black people all the time, and I got an article coming out in my Revealer newsletter. Putin, I mean, this war is nothing for black people to get unglued over. We can't do nothing about it.
I don't think.
Nothing.
Except we come unfocused.
Those white folks that are warmongers, and that's not all of them. That's these boys who don't care about nothing.
Right.
They love war because it does what they want it to do.
Egos.
That's right.
And money.
And what we have now is
You make them.
let me see how I want to put this. We have the black folk up there in Congress. They are our advocates. Let them fight that fight. We have the head of the United Nations or whatever it is. Black guy. Well, what's his name? Big guy.
Secretary. He's Secretary. Yeah.
Secretary of the Army.
No, not Secretary of State. He's
Secretary of Military.
Defense.
Army.
Secretary of Defense.
Okay, defense. Okay, let him fight that.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do then? Number one, you love and you care about those Ukrainians. And you pray for them to the God above to ease their suffering, bring them some relief, and then you go on, shake it off, and go and take care of our business. Because
Okay.
we can't do nothing about that. There's no sense you retching and your gut all up in knots, you know,
Mm-hmm.
every day because he's dropping bombs on babies, you know. But once you send it up to the prayer up to the good master, you've done what you could do, and you got your advocates up there. Let them fight that high level fight,
Right, Jesse, you're right.
you know.
That's a good analogy, Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you really stop and you just break it down to the most simple, basic terms. He's a devil of the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
That's
we
good.
had Hitler,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
devil of the time.
Right.
We had the Roman Empire fella,
Pharaoh.
thank you,
Yeah.
devil of the time.
That's right.
Napoleon.
Right.
Napoleon, devil of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Comes back to what you
Yeah.
said, though,
Yeah.
the truth. Someone had to believe them enough, even though they was a devil,
Yeah.
to even allow them to get to that kind of power.
Well,
Which is the
that's true.
same thing that you said earlier, which is they'll never let another Martin Luther King come to power. So the very thing they've used to be the devil of the time, they will stop us from using it as good.
Right.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's
That's
it.
right.
They use it, yeah. That is nothing but reverse engineering.
Yes,
But
exactly.
you alluded to knowledge a few minutes ago. That's the knowledge we need to know, though, to keep from stressing out and to keep from growing crazy.
Right.
Because we go crazy on each other.
Right.
We're so frustrated we go shoot each other just for nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And can't
Yeah,
explain
but
to
somehow or
nobody.
other we got to get over that. And I don't know how. I talked to
I'm sorry, say that again.
He's trying to
somehow
figure out how
we
gonna
got
get
to
a hold of it.
overcome it.
Oh.
On
sorry.
us.
Yeah.
Us on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to overcome it. How?
Well, it's something that's been intrinsically ingrained into us, that's for
yeah,
sure.
we gotta get over it somehow. How? I don't know.
Now that I don't know either, but I do know
But we should work on it.
Yeah, we
Well, you
gotta
know
work
what?
on it.
we should never stop working on it.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Absolutely. It's a full time.
Even if you're losing,
That's right.
Yes,
don't
continue.
stop working.
Boy, you got a head on your ass.
I tell you though,
Yeah.
that question you asked is very serious though. And
Yeah.
in Tuskegee, I put together what is called a sheriff's posse.
Okay.
And it involved university provosts, sheriff, police chiefs, you know,
Okay.
in the area, and then Muslims and other people. And what it involves 12 men.
Right.
And what we're going to do is we're going to do a comic book thing against killing each other, and we're going to put that in the K through about 5 level.
Mhm.
And then we're going to do a reader thing and put it into the media middle school area.
Mhm.
Then we're going to do just a heavy bulletin to put up in the high school.
Mhm.
And we're going to start feeding these children how significant we are and how valuable we are and how they are not be killing each other from K through 12.
Boy, that should help.
And then
Lord
we're gonna-
knows that should help.
Then we have a blue light segment, whereas we're going to go into every community, roll in with blue lights going and sirens on.
Mhm.
And then we're going to have a trailer with a PA system, and we're going to hold Come to Jesus meeting in every community.
Boy, that's
Not trying to make them do nothing,
right.
but
You
just
can't
trying to
make
teach them the value.
them. Yeah. Starting time.
That's right.
That's what I like about that.
That's right.
That's a good idea. Starting time.
That's right. And then finally, we're going to have a monthly rally on the square of the city.
Mhm.
And all black men and boys will be invited.
Mhm.
And, you know, as a little lure, we're going to have a valuable gift
Yeah.
for the lucky door prize.
Right.
You know. And I feel like in about 2 years, we ought to see some real serious consciousness.
Results, and then it could be passed to other communities.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what
that-
we are doing to try to approach it.
Yeah, that's a good approach. Good approach.
It's an excellent approach.
But still, you leave Tuskegee and you come to Dayton and go on Gettysburg,
Oh,
and
man.
you can get wasted just for looking at somebody.
Right.
So
Hmm. That's the reason I say then you could pass that kind of program on to other communities.
hmm
Yeah. But so I'm so glad somebody's thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, I'd like you to know. There's a whole bunch of us still out here thinking and trying to carry the torch that you've already carried.
I sure hope so.
Well,
I pray.
And I will say this much
I
about
pray
it.
this, buddy.
No, they're
Every
out there,
day.
Jesse. They're out there. And just because you look on this tube right here, this box, inside this box,
Mhm.
or you get in that box and it takes you to another box, because that's
Right.
all it is. If you've ever been in an airplane, we don't do nothing but watch boxes and live in boxes and let boxes take us places.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the first thing I ever noticed when I was on an airplane. You know,
Exactly what
but
it is.
when you see what you see here in Dayton, Ohio, because that's what we're reporting on around here.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah, well, at
things,
my age, that's all I could see.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I just want you to
Yeah.
know.
You
That-
don't need to do nothing but what you've done.
Than
and
what you've
you're
done.
doing right now. Go ahead.
And when you get disappointed in what you might be hearing and seeing,
Right.
just know, like he said, I'm not going to call them a devil of their time. They just ain't doing in time what you did during your time.
Right.
And they could do better. They could. But I can't make them do it either. And neither can you.
No.
But don't you think for one
Don't
minute,
give up.
don't you think for
The
one
work
minute
is done.
Don't give up.
that there are not people out here
Don't give
fighting for the ground that you
Yeah.
gained
up. Yeah, don't give
and
up.
trying not to lose no more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, don't give up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, your ghost is out there. You
mhm.
know, the ghost of all of us who have laid down that blood, sweat, and tears
Yeah,
are
yeah.
out here.
I'm
You
so
know.
glad.
But we just got to pray. You and I now are charged
Yeah,
with
right. That's all we
praying
can do.
that as many people
Yeah.
catch hold to it as
I'm so
possible.
proud you guys came by. You know, it's, you know, maybe I can live a couple more.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Couple more.
Yeah, I gotta get going. I told my mom I had her dinner already by 6. I lied.
Yeah, what y'all
Hey, that was my truth at the time. That was my truth at the time.
Hey,
Don't
hey,
you short this tape.
hey, but you're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
But see now, I kick some real live truth. My wife is what? 20 years younger than me?
Yes.
Oh, is she 20 years younger
Yes.
than me?
Hmm?
And she don't have the history of.
I understand.
What did she
She
say?
don't have it.
No.
Yeah.
You
But she has it better than I know others do.
Wait a minute, let me get out of this noise.
Try to pass it on to her.
I am. But I got some good help too. Her daddy was Major Miller, Steve Miller.
Who?
Steve Miller, the first black lieutenant
Yeah.
for the Dayton Police Department.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Retired as a major.
Yeah,
That's her
okay.
And should have been police chief.
Mm-hmm.
Probably couldn't be because you wasn't there.
Right.
They ain't want it. Because he's black. They just got Ronnie Lowe. They ain't want another one. They didn't want another one.
That's right.
They didn't want another one.
Yeah, right up.
Yes, sir.
So my point is that we have that uphill battle also. Because young folk really don't know what they don't know.
Right.
They don't understand that, like the police chief right now, he was my little protege. Well, he's assistant police chief, Eric Henderson. I almost invited him over here. I almost did. Because I was like, he likes to hear, he likes to listen, he likes the history.
No, the present police.
Assistant police chief,
Assistant.
Eric Henderson.
I don't think I know him yet.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't because, you know, he kind of stays under the radar a little bit. And I'm afraid to tell him to step out there.
Yeah.
Because, man, they swinging at him from the bottom.
Yeah.
He don't need them swinging at him from the top. You know?
Tell him.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, if you don't accept it,
I
you've
have.
done your job.
Well,
That-
but see, if we lose him, there's no one in the
Yes.
chain.
Right.
Because he hadn't been able to reach back yet.
Right.
He working on it, but he
Right.
got to have some more time.
Yeah.
No, he.
He got to have some more time to find it.
Right.
I got lucky when I found him.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't think there was nobody for me to reach back to.
Right.
And then he showed up.
Mm.
And then after a little bit of time, I was like, this man is the person the torch can be trusted.
Right.
Amen.
Can be trusted to.
That's what you count.
Can be trusted to carry
Yeah,
this.
Right.
And he has it now. And I trust that he will carry it.
Right.
Now he's going to work under the rule of law. He's going to work under the honesty of his oath.
Right.
You know, he ain't going to do nothing wrong. He's a good man.
That's what.
And he's going to do the right things.
Right.
And that's what we have to have
Right.
You ain't kidding.
with truth.
Mm-hmm.
That was a deep one, man. Truth.
Right.
So,
Because
I got to go.
I'm amazed at how these people follow Trump, and they in a whole nother. They got tunnel vision. I don't know where they getting this understanding from. They just.
It's easy. It's easy. It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
It is really easy
Right.
to get people to follow the wrong path.
Right.
Absolutely.
It is super, super easy.
That's right.
And you can take something, I told Chief this yesterday, as a bomb technician, everything's a bomb problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I want you to move this right here and put it in Jesse's lap, how you going to do it? I don't want you to touch it either. I don't want you to pick it up and move it there. How you going to do it?
Oh wow.
I don't have a clue.
I don't have a clue. You have to make a plan, but
Okay, well, do it.
it's not possible to do without touching it, though.
Now you can do it. You just got to look at your environment. That string over there, you can come over here and tie it. I can take it and run it down through that lamp
Oh
and
yeah,
then pull
okay.
it.
Yeah.
So when you show somebody that easy truth,
Yeah.
now you can pull them anywhere you want. It's called rigging.
Ooh.
It's called rigging people. And one thing about a liar, and you know this as a cop, anyone that lies is easily lied to.
Okay.
And most people lie.
You don't say that bit about
Say fast,
Most
too.
people lie.
Real quick.
So there's nothing wrong with me sitting across from a pedophile and lying to him.
Right.
You know? And I didn't do it. Yeah, okay. I get it, man. I understand. And now this is an act.
Mm-hmm.
But this is how easy it is to lie to somebody.
Right.
You know? I got a granddaughter. She's only 10. Got a really nice round butt on her. And you know, sometimes when she sits on my lap and he opens up,
Bam.
easily lied to.
Right.
Now when you get up and get out of that interview, you be like, that motherfucker! I wanted to shoot him in his head!
You ain't lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing right now.
Mm.
Easily lied to,
Okay.
because they lie.
And they do, man. They push it.
I mean, yeah, because when it comes right down to it, it's crazy.
Mm.
It's like this Second Amendment thing's gotten out of hand, and I love guns.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's out of hand.
Absolutely.
I mean, what about the 11th and the 12th? Don't I have the right to go to a movie theater and not fear being
That's
shot?
right.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Right, they are abusing it.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, the government, that sounded crazy bull.
It's crazy right now.
That's
Crazy
crazy.
law.
It's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
they won't even allow a study to happen.
That's crazy.
Right.
But yet and still, I mean, we know that curves in roads, you know, so the water runs off and don't freeze. We only got that because we studied traffic accidents.
That's right.
We know airbags save. We know stop signs work. But we only did it because of studies. They won't even let them study a gun.
Yeah.
And the people that are against it are just as bad.
Yeah.
They know the least about a gun. And they're the most vocal about not having them.
Exactly.
Now, if that ain't people lying to each other, I don't know what he is.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I gotta go get mama. It was good chopping it up.
Oh,
It was good to
all
see you,
right.
man.
Love you, man.
Yeah.
That's it right there. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
He's the wrong Hale, but you love him
Yes.
anyway.
I love it anyway.
Jesse, it was good being in your presence
Always
again.
good to see
Good.
you, man.
And you know what?
You know where I live.
Yes, I've always known where you live.
Honey, why in the hell you don't come see me?
Well, you know, no, it's actually a good question.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I will take the responsibility, but for saying I was irresponsible. Maybe I forgot
Yeah.
of where I came from and who got me where I was at,
Yeah.
or the knowledge that I was missing out on. Maybe it's laziness, but it won't happen again.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Fair enough?
I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Fair enough.
All right.
And I'm with that. I'll tag on to that one.
Okay. All right, love y'all guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on Stanley.
That's right.
Go feed mama.
I'm tagging on now because I already feel the heat.
Hey, and what's funny is I know when I came down, I turned down Rossiter instead of this one.
Yeah.
But I was just on Dunlow a couple of days ago delivering a subpoena around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, that's Jesse. But now your door was shut.
Yeah.
Your door was shut.
Yeah. So.
All right, love you guys.
All right,
Bye,
man.
man.
Okay.
All right. That's good stuff. Yes, sir.
I'm so glad to see you guys.
Man, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Tell him how his little car inspired you, man.
That Corvette.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that thing, man. I used to come over here, and I'm telling you what. I used to see that garage door open, and boy, wanted to. I couldn't believe it. Boy, that was the car that I needed.
You know, I kept that thing until that boy if I got in trouble. But you were here when we adopted him, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you got in trouble, I sold it.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Sold it to the guy that had that cement thing down on Gettysburg, down there, next to the food stand. You know where they build curves and all that stuff down there.
Mm-hmm.
Them old white guy boy. You know, guess how much I paid for it new?
How much?
$3,600.
Nuh-uh.
I sold it for $15,000.
Goodness gracious.
And I need a lot of work on it.
Did he restore it yet?
Hmm?
Did he restore it yet?
He probably did. I made one mistake with that car.
What was that?
I had a stick in
Oh, that's right. That was a stick, wasn't it?
it. Yeah, but see, I could have put a automatic shift in there. Once I had it, some guy wanted to put one in there.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I want to do this.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I want to do this.
yeah.
So I used it in a lot of parades. And
How many miles did you manage to put on it before you got rid of it?
it wasn't 100,000 on it.
Okay.
It wasn't 100,000 on
Dang, that boy he had a fire. Dang, he had a
Yeah, if I'd have put that, I wouldn't have got rid of it if I put
the
that
automatic.
shift in there. Because I still would have used it for